crisis will be resolved. The governor said there's nothing wrong for a father and a son to have problems. Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party PDP Governors Forum urged gladiators in the political crisis to sheath their sword and resort to peaceful resolution of the contending issue. The governors also commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his intervention in the crisis. Let's hear from Governor Fubara and Governor Wike. Former governor.
For our dear state, I know a few things must have going on, and everybody is wondering what is happening, what is not happening. We're okay. There's no problem. If we have an internal issue, it will be resolved. And everything will go back to normal. There is nothing wrong if a father and a son has a problem, if there is any problem. But I don't think there's anything, whatever it is, I will definitely resolve.
You cannot walk and people will begin to bring enemies. Those who fought you. When you are struggling for the person to be in office. Nobody does that. Even if you go and say, oh, I heard they said, oh, I gave a limit of how much you can. All those things are, I want 25%. I mean, such a ridiculous. I'm not a political ingrate. I will do what is right and not to bother. President is our father. He has spoken. We will see where it takes us.
With what's the gladiators? The governor is saying that father and son, and Governor Wike is saying that, look, I have a stake in this state, and nobody wants to lose stake, political stake, or his stronghold.
You know, that's why it always makes sense to be patient when something happens. To be patient and observe where
the pendulum will swing.
Many people thought it was all over after the events of that day. And a lot of people were feeding on lies, outright lies. Oh, the governor has suspended the
chief staff.
Suspended the chief judge. He has sacked this chief of staff. Lies. And the man said, no, I did not sack anybody.
So they have dissolved all the
local government chairmen. He's chased them away. He dissolved the executive council. Lies. What do people gain from just sitting down in their rooms and just lying? And they will say that they want to go to heaven. The same people, all you do is open your mouth wide and lie. Now, as I said before, this kind of situation can be resolved. And I advise the president to step in. The president stepped in. Look at how things have changed rapidly. The same man who was promising brimstone and fire is the one saying now that if we have an internal issue, it will be resolved and everything will go back to normal. And when you say everything will go back to normal, we know the meaning of that now. It's clear that he wants things to go back to status quo.
Nobody's talking of
this matter can be resolved. It can be resolved amicably. It is possible. There is no way. I've been told that that the governor was meeting with some enemies of his godfather. There's no godfather who will be comfortable
with that.
Because you can see that you are building new negative alliances. And like the governor, like Nyesom Wike said, this is not an ethnic issue. Because if you introduce ethnicity into it, it makes it worse. The Jaws had long wanted to be governor
of River States.
There are other tribes, and you are not a majority tribe. So there's a need to ensure that you do not cause disaffection between the the tribes in the state and turn this matter into, Ijos versus Ikwere. That's not what we want to see. We want to see development. Build on the success of your former boss. Now, I'm happy about what the governors of the PDP are doing. They too waded in, and they've been full of praise for the president. Look at what the governor of Bauchi said. The president, in his usual leadership qualities, intervened. He has shown that he's a president for everybody. On behalf of the governors in the states controlled by the PDP, I extol the qualities of Mr. President. I congratulated him and expressed appreciation that PDP governors that had gone through tribunals emerged victorious. We know that's leadership. There is professionalism in the conduct and the way and manner the judiciary is working under his leadership. This is a statement that is really pregnant. What they are saying here is that contrary to what some are saying.
To what article said.
Yes, that's where I'm going.
Yes.
Some of them claim that the ruling party had the judiciary in its pocket. And look at Bala saying, look, all of us governors, we have won at the tribunal that this is leader, because there is no evidence that the president has been breathing down the neck of the judiciary and insisting, give me this state, give me that state, give me this state.
Just yesterday, the president's party lost a senatorial position in Kogi.
Yes.
Akpoti Natasha.
Natasha
Duagan.
defeated
APC.
my friend
APC.
Ohere. And heavens did not fall.
Heaven didn't fall.
What usually happens is when it doesn't go their way, they will call the judiciary names. That's how they behave. We call the judiciary names. The same Atiku who kept defeating Obasanjo in court. You know, Baba Afebaola was his lawyer. He kept defeating Obasanjo. Kept defeating Obasanjo, giving Obasanjo a bloody nose in the judiciary. He's the one now calling judiciary names. Look at Bode George. Bode George was jailed. The same judiciary jailed by Justice Oyewole. The same judiciary brought him out. He is calling the Supreme Court rubbish. He's calling the judgment of Supreme Court. He has forgotten yesterday. The man who told us that he will leave Nigeria if somebody wants. He's reluctant to leave our country.
Even Atiku is not leaving again. He said he's staying.
No, that staying, you see, I'm going nowhere, is pregnant with me. I'm not quitting politics. That's what it means. You understand? Yeah. That's what he's saying. This is not a Dubai matter. People should understand that that's what he's saying. You know, interpretative journalism.
I'm still here, man.
That's what Bayo Ononuga and Co taught us now. He knew what he was saying.
What he's saying is that he's telling the PDP governors, no time for you guys, so I'm still here.
I'm going.
At 81, I'm going to run again. In 4 years.
It's just like what Kollington, you know that Kollington. Kebesi wa nanya alagbado emi o ti lo. Kollington Ayinla. You see, because people try to retire you before your time, and he said, no, I'm still here.
So he's sending a message to the likes of Bala and others still in the PDP that you guys, nobody can see here, I'm here.
Even
like, at 81.
The born candidate.
So
by 81, it will be 81 in
by 2027.
2027.
Yeah.
But it looks like he will still contest.
He will run,
the way he spoke.
You know, he will run at 80.
He said this phase of the work is done. You know, everybody knows, because after the Supreme Court, where is nothing going again except to God. Now he's saying this phase of the work is done. But if you think I'm going anywhere, I'm not going anywhere. He's saying that he's not quitting. Link it together. Because it's not a matter of that I'm not going to Dubai. Nobody can stop him from going to Dubai.
The governors of People's Democratic Party will be looking at him. Encouraging.
Did they not look at him all this year?
I commend the governors led by Bala. And you know, Bala made a statement which Jide reiterated, saying that, I mean, giving kudos to the president, to President Tinubu, and the judiciary.
Yes.
And no wonder none of the governors were present where Atiku gave his valedictory speech on Monday.
It's not a valedictory speech. It's going nowhere. He has told
no. Which speech do we call that? You see, you announced a speech. I thought he was going to say, well, congratulations, I've accepted this.
No.
I'm waiting for his younger brother, Peter Obi, to come with his own. Because he's thinking of what to say.
Thinking of what to
so, I mean, by the time he comes back, he's going to. Now, on this Rivers matter, those who are telling Governor Siminalayi Fubara to act like Udom Emmanuel and some other governors, he should listen to them less, because you must understand the kind of person Wike is. He should go and watch that tape again of Peter Payoshe warning him that you know the kind of people you pick your battles with. Because you are an accountant general, you are not even in the political cycle. He brought you and made you governor. No doubt about that. Wike did all the campaign.
Where were those people when they were
picking
you?
There could be exceptions to the rule in some states. But in Rivers, there are 32 lawmakers. Wike has 26 out of 32.
We don't even need them to fight.
So yeah,
the governor can buy those people.
Yeah, no,
he can buy those people.
That's why Wike will not fold his arms, and because those people pushing him now that you need to be yourself and all those things, you must not. I mean, I love the way he said.
The way the governor of Borno State and the vice president,
the VP,
see the way they are handling their affairs. Yeah. The vice president calls the governor my leader. It's deliberate.
Yeah.
He calls him my leader.
Even when he was in the Senate, before he became
that's what that's what he calls it.
Anytime you call Zulum, before Zulum does anything, he will tell them to go and talk to.
You cannot penetrate them. You can't penetrate them.
You can't, and that's the way it should be.
He knows that the man, and he's saying that my greatest achievement was that I brought him. Shetima is not bothered whether Zulum outperforms him or not. It's only petty people who bother themselves about that. He's not bothered.
That success is his own success.
Yes, he's the one who brought him. And it is Wike's success that it is Wike that you praise for bringing this fellow. Because he's not of the majority tribe. It's not, and you will need him even when you are seeking re-election, you will still need him. So it's too early in the day. We've seen things like this, all of them quarreling.
Just 6 months?
Today, the governor of Benue and the secretary of government of the federation, they are like this.
Yeah, Reverend Father.
It didn't even take 1 week.
Reverend Father.
It didn't take 1 week before they fought.
Reverend Father, for that matter.
It didn't take. The moment the fight began during the inauguration of the House, when the governor made sure that the candidate of the SGF did not become speaker. Today is a cold war. Even their supporters, they are quarreling amongst one another. It's terrible. And what governors do not realize sometimes is that, look, they couldn't have been there without this person. Show him that respect. And let the Godfather too show respect to the governor.
To the governor, of course.
It's as simple as that.
Of course.
That way,
it should be mutual.
Yes, that way, you people who continue to compliment one another. You need one another. What the outside people call Wayo Zaman Lafia.
And the state will be better for it.
Yeah, yes. It's a very delicate balance that it takes maturity for the two people to, both the Godfather and the Godson, to manage. Because in the situation we have today, if Wike had supported any other person, that person would have become governor, apart from Fubara. That's a fact.
Of course.
So, he should see that as an opportunity. Some people,
there's no reason to fight.
Some people try to be themselves in Lagos, and we see where
did they end?
Where it ended.
And the thing is, they always think that Tinubu as a Godfather, was not taking decisions alone. We have people like those Babas,
the GSC,
Baba Lucy, and the rest of them. You know, he deliberately brought them in, got them involved in decision making.
They called them Governors Advisory Council.
Yes.
He didn't choose that name for nothing.
They are there. There are some matters that they on their own they will even resolve without the.
At a point, Donny Ambode's saga, when even the president had agreed, the Governors Advisory Council said no. Said no, this man has crossed a particular line.
Yes, they said no way.
They said no way. Asiwaju was
begging. At the end of the day, Asiwaju that everybody is blaming.
Asiwaju doesn't do it. He didn't take decisions on his own.
In fact, we know there was a program that we did, the edition of the program, where I said, see, you are a powerful godfather to the extent that people give you support. If you allow your core loyalists to turn against you, you are no longer a godfather. And one way to do that is to ignore the agitation. They want this, they want that. You now say, okay, it is what you want that prevails. That was what Asiwaju didn't do.
Look at Otogo and Kwara. People just started it from the grassroots.
But Godfathers should play it cool with those governors, because those governors too, they have enormous resources and enormous powers.
And that's why, if you watched the program 3 days ago, we spoke about both men. We said, look, you need to work together. You, Wike, you don't need this fight.
Yeah.
You don't need this fight.
Yeah.
You don't need this fight, because this man will go and team up with your enemies. And before you know it, by the time he teams up with your enemies, he becomes stronger.
That's it.
But I believe that at the end of the day, Fubara is a gentleman, and he shows. And he knows that this man has been extremely good to him. He has to repay him. No one is saying, oh, that he must have a mind of his own. I'm sure even when Asiwaju is speaking to them, he will be speaking as a father and say, look, you don't do this, you don't do this, you, what you have done here, reverse it. This, and at the end of the day, both of them will be happy. And Wike should also show maturity, both in the way he talks and all that, because this is a different phase for him. He's been used to using power, but now you have a potentially precarious situation whereby your biggest product, because this man is his biggest political product, your biggest product now looks like he's going to turn against you. You have to manage that situation with a lot of tact, with a lot of wisdom. Otherwise, you get your fingers burnt. It's just, and we have examples.
Yeah, a lot of people will say, you never. Agreement is agreement. Whatever that means.
Agreement was referring to article.
Agreement is agreement.
You need to.
So that one is article, not
yes, it was referring to article.
But in this case, agreement is agreement too.
What is the agreement?
We must respect agreement.
No, run the states on your behalf.
No, that you will respect me.
Okay. Let him respect. Let the respect be mutual.
Never.
Sometimes it's the story that calls. At other times, the people just want to be heard.
School, I need students, but I need teacher.
Can't continue like this.
Their voices re-echoing through time itself.
We haven't done anything. If the tide is high, everybody run for safety.
Their tears leave a sweet, sour taste for all their demands. A familiar call beckoning for change. In our world, no one expects a disaster to happen. But when it does, we'll be there to x-ray all sides, from the east to the west, north and south. Community Forum will examine the oddities and challenges to economic development, as well as issues yearning for government intervention. Watch fresh episodes of Community Forum on Sundays by 9:30 p.m. only on TVC News.
There's crisis. People are sleeping in ATMs. The banks cannot manage this. This is driving Nigeria into economic crisis.
The CBN did not really do their